talk to me about what I can talk about, because I feel like I know the story's been around for decades and decades, but are there spoilers that I don't want to ruin anything?
Well, listen, if you don't know, then how am I
No.
gonna know?
Because until you pull off that mask, we don't really know who the Winter Soldier is.
Believe it or not, I think there's still some people who might not know that, even though the internet has done its thing. But I guess we can talk about who the Winter Soldier is.
Who is he?
In this movie, I guess he's sort of this mercenary assassin, man of times. I remember on set the brothers always used to refer to him as a savage. I just remember that because I remember I used to tell them and be like, "Are you sure? Like he's like really, we gotta like dirty him up and make him look like a savage, And I was like, okay, yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. So he's sort of like this ghost that haunts people, and he ends up haunting Steve Rogers, and he kind of, he's essentially a hired assassin, except he's not really hired. He's much more sort of programmed, so to speak, and sent on missions that he will stop at nothing to complete.
And this is a continuation from the first Avenger?
It is a
For you?
continuation it is for me, and then obviously for Steve Rogers, it's more of a continuation from the Avengers.
Right.
Obviously the Captain America, but he's from the Avengers. That's the last time we saw Captain America.
On the page, did you realize how big and bad this big monster was going to be that is the Winter Soldier? I mean, this movie is it's ginormous.
Yes and no. I think I had a few other things that I was thinking about at the time. More like, how is it going to look? What am I going to, how am I going to do this? Those types of questions. But I think off the page, you definitely recognize that this was a really well-written script, and, Marvel was going to definitely be faithful to the comic books and to the Ed Brubaker storyline. That led me, at least, to go back and revisit those comics, those Ed Brubaker storyline, and kind of look at that more deeply. And yeah.
The whole look of the Winter Soldier with the arm and all that, what was that like for you kind of on a day-to-day basis to get into that and to maneuver around in that?
It was hard. It was hard because you had to keep cool, and it was really hard because, we were in...
You mean cool temperature-wise?
Cool temperature-wise, yeah. Yeah, cool. I started out at the very beginning thinking like, oh, he's got to look so cool. But honestly, about a week or two in June weather, I was like, doesn't matter how I look on screen. I just want to make sure I'm surviving this heat because it was really hard with the mask. You couldn't, you really needed to breathe the right way, and it was hot in Cleveland for sure when we were shooting.
But that helped you be him, didn't it, all that?
The costume, I mean, absolutely. For me, really informed me, and probably did a lot of my job.
Made in Hollywood.